way I do about anyone but you. If I were to lose you now, I don't know what I might do. You're in all of my dreams, whether I'm awake or I'm asleep. My love ain't going anywhere, babe, I'm in this way too deep. It takes courage to admit the truth. I've been waiting forever. Didn't dream before, but now I do. Yeah, I can't wait we're together.
Hello, my name is Omobola Stephen. Welcome to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. I'm a life and relationship upline, also a transformational coach, and my passion to inspire people, inspire changing them, help them to walk through life unburdened by guilt, worry, or regret, and also lead into the path of destiny fulfillment. So, I'm asking you this moment, why not hold my hand and let's walk this path together? I'm promising you, really, from the bottom of my heart, that you're not going to regret it.
You give me feelings I never felt before. Now I lost my mind, waiting for you to make up your save. I can't help it. I wanna be with you all the time. You give me feelings I never felt before. Now I lost my mind.
Now, you missed some episodes of my talk show. Never mind, never be bothered. Simply search for Live Well Lived by Omobola Stephen on iTunes, on iHeartRadio, on Amazon Music, on Erikas, on Stitcher, on Player FM, on Radio Public, on Deezer, on Castbox, Podchaser, Google Podcast, on Podcast Addict, on Podknife, Listen Notes, Josephine, on Anchor, and on others.
For you to make up your save, I can't help it. And I do anything to make you mine. There is nothing I can do to make it go away. I'm in love with you, baby, and my love is here to stay. Love is a dangerous thing when my head.
According to Chris Brogan, the CEO of Owner Media Group, he once said marketers need to build digital relationships and reputation before closing a sale.
Start trembling. Will you fall into me? It means more than anything. It takes courage to admit the truth. I've been waiting forever. Didn't dream before, but now I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. It's an engaging and enlightening talk show on life, relationships, and the business of life. Grab a cup of juice and just chill. Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Live life. Live fully. Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Now, talking about you and your customers or your consumers or clients, they need to trust you. I know you agree with me on that. Trust comes from relationships and how your brand has treated others. Without this trust, it's nearly impossible to meet or make meaningful conversations. Now that's brilliant. On my talk show today, I want to be discussing about digital marketing, and I have a guest on today's show who's going to blow your mind. She's skilled and multi-talented and talking about business mindset. I tell you, she's a go-to. Now, you want to listen up to our conversation on digital marketing. Sit back, relax. All right.
And so let me begin with this quote from Dolly Parton. She said, if your actions create a legacy that inspires others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and to become more, then you're an excellent leader. That is the kind of person I have on my talk show today. She is an excellent leader. She is called Erika Stoerkel. Now, a bit of Erika Stoerkel's background with surface air. Erika Stoerkel is an expert at operation systems and project management. With a background in project management and analytics, Erika is a keen problem solver and strategic thinker. She has worked countless times with management and engagement, specializing in the customer's individual's journey and experience with a specific brand. She has also coached and mentored other thought and business leaders in how best to systematize, and strategize their brand. Likewise, Erika she's also a marketing strategist who partners with CEOs looking to scale the business organically. She's a certified online business manager. So welcome with me on this show, Erika Stoerkel.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm super excited to have you come share with us your professional and expert ideas. Very important, especially in these trying times. So, Erika, I want you to just tell us about yourself, more about yourself, please.
Yes. So I am a launch marketing strategist. So I got a certification in online business management. And what I found that I really loved was marketing, and specifically launch marketing. So I help small businesses scale their business with injecting marketing visibility, a plan for the content that they produce in order to direct their ideal customers to the product or service that they're trying to promote to increase sales. So when I'm not doing that, though, I love doing pottery. We have a pottery wheel at home, and spending time with my family. So, and prior to this, I used to work in project management with health research studies and with the military. And so all of that experience with doing qualitative analysis for market research and for research studies just really came in handy.
Brilliant. Thanks for the exposure. Now you help CEOs scale the business organically, as you explained earlier. How do you achieve this? Are there any challenges so far?
Yes. So the biggest thing with scaling a business is looking at launch marketing, and I have a framework that I use for all of my clients, and it's basically we start in the analyze phase, where we're looking at their content for email marketing, their content for social media, their website, blogs, if they're on any podcast. We look at the content that's there, the mechanics, is it set up to where, we are increasing visibility? And we also look at engagement. What are the click and open rates like? What posts on social media are getting the most engagement? So we really take time to do market research, study the client, study the business, and study the product before we go into the assemble phase, where basically we're putting everything together, that we learned about in the analyze phase, and then two, what is the product that we're trying to sell? Is it meeting the pain points, the struggles of that business's ideal customer? And then is it also including everything, whether it's a program or a product? Is it including the specifics that customer wants? And then is it providing the transformation that the customer is looking for? So we really look at all of that and plan out how we are going to share, each bits of those information in the content that we produce for social media, for email, blogs, so that we are all in line. And the last phase is accelerate, where we're basically hitting go on everything, right? So the email marketing is set up to automate every time somebody opts in and the person gets the freebie. Then they get several, emails after that to engage and educate and eventually offer that paid product. Same thing with social media and all of that. And so the biggest thing with scaling and with businesses is obviously effort and time, manpower. So with the way that I do my launch marketing framework, you build it once and you launch it, and then you relaunch it as often as you want, so that the content is there. There's a plethora of content. The mechanics of how things get published are just, it's all done on the front end. So that's how I help. The biggest challenges obviously is leading a team, managing the expectations, setting up key performance indicators so that the team can also manage their productivity and their effort as we go along in the launch. Launches are pretty fast paced, but they're also very fun and very gratifying.
Wow, that's great to know. Don't you think this is really a workload for you? Are you able to balance this with talking about or considering your family and even your relationships?
Yes. So that's, definitely a delicate balance. And I think it's something that's learned over time. How much can you fit on your plate versus everything that looks really amazing to go and try, right? Like the shiny object syndrome. Or, maybe there's a potential client and, you don't have the capacity just yet. So I think that looking at other businesses and trying to help them scale is such a good lesson for my own business, and saying, okay, what do I need to do to be able to scale my business without taking away from me and my family time? And so the biggest thing has been, working as a team, right? And bringing on team members that are skilled and really just, I know and trust that they can do and perform their duties and within their role. And so that's been the biggest thing, is teamwork.
Wow. That's brilliant. So can you tell me what you've done in the past?
What I've done in the past prior to doing marketing?
Yeah, in your marketing marketing job. What have you done?
So for launches, so for different launches for clients, I've had clients that have launched courses. It could be an online course about interior design, about sales, about nutrition. There's been body image and mindset courses that I've worked on and helped launch. So with each of those, it's also been looking at, who their audience is now. A lot of it is messaging. Messaging is so big, to make sure that we are talking to the customers in a tone in which they're wanting and for the place that they're at. One of the biggest things that I've learned with launching, especially working with, a varied amount of businesses and varied, products, is that the messaging is so important. And if you don't know how their ideal customer wants to be talked to, or, what they need for that state that they're in, the messaging can really fall apart. And I think that with that, it also tells you if the product is appropriate. So that's why market research is so important. So so that's pretty much what I've done with working with different clients and launching their products, or digital downloads, courses, that type of thing.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's really brilliant. So because I understand also that you're a mindset coach. I want you to talk about the importance of mindset when it comes to taking important life decisions.
Yes, absolutely. So, mindset is so critical. I see, there's the life that we live, right? Our personal lives with our families and our friends. And then there's our business life, or the life of our business. And I see those as two separate entities. With making important life decisions, I would say that business has taught me, to use critical thinking, to make decisions faster than you normally would, to take a little bit more risk than you normally would. And then kind of sit back and assess the different decisions that you make and make more, right? Like keep going on. And so with mindset, one of the biggest things is one, doing what you want to do. I think a lot of times business owners, whether it's launching a business in general, they're at the stage of, I want to be an entrepreneur, but I'm nervous. What are people going to think? What are people going to say about me? And I would say, I was just talking to a client the other day about this with increasing her visibility. People are going to say whatever they're going to say, no matter what you do, right? So you might as well do what you want to do, especially if it's not only building and scaling your business and your life, but also the lives of others. So I would say that mindset is it's one, letting go, letting those limiting beliefs kind of fall off your back and doing what you want. That's been a huge lesson when it comes to how important mindset is.
That's right. It's very important. And I believe also that we really need to challenge our belief system also in our mindset, because it also determines our successes and failures in life. So absolutely, I really agree with you on that. So in terms of your clients, how does mindset comes in?
So mindset comes in quite a bit. It could be prior to the launch, prior to them deciding, do we want to do a launch? With my clients, I build out a budget prior to us working together, and say basically, look, this is what it's going to cost on labor, on tech, and on ads, so that they can see, okay, what is the next 5 months of me, of expenses for this launch going to be, and what are the goals, for sales and revenue coming in, and having them be able to see from the front end, is this the right decision? Is it a good decision? But clearing that part of the decision-making process by saying, look, let's put the effort forward. We're going to learn a lot of lessons about your business and about the product or service that you're trying to sell, because if you don't try it, you won't know. And so, what the outcomes could possibly be. So that's on the front end. And then I would say throughout, visibility is really scary for a lot of people. Showing pictures on their, of themselves on their business pages. Video is very scary. Am I talking correctly? Did I mispronounce a word? Oh gosh, what's up with my face, right? There's all those little things that we think of. And, the biggest thing is it's just like with writing, and I'm sure you would agree, like the first time you write versus the 50th thing that you write, it's going to get better. You're going to learn more, and there's going to be tweaks and, hacks that we learn and make along the way. So I think the biggest thing with mindset and my clients is that it's a process, and you have to be able to give time to the process so that we can just keep growing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the key word. Yeah, it takes time. Also, you need to, continuously work and improve on yourself. That's the key word. It's very important also. So, Erika Stoerkel, I can see that you're a very, really businesswoman. You really have a business mindset. I'm so thrilled about that. It's been like all of Omobola Stephen. I've been hanging around with Erika Stoerkel. Erika Stoerkel, she's an expert at operations systems and project management. She also has a background in project management and analytics. She is a keen problem solver and strategic thinker. So, Erika Stoerkel, what can you do for me?
Yes. So I would say the biggest thing is I have a launch blueprint. It's totally free for anybody that wants to download it. And it basically takes you to the different processes of a launch, what should be done throughout each stage. So the framework that I talked about earlier, the analyze, assemble, and accelerate. So that you can see, like, okay, this is what Erika does with each of her launch clients. My process with the clients takes about 3 months, with the first month being the assemble and getting into, the analyze and then getting into the assemble phase. And then we're ready to launch. in the accelerate phase, but I basically break it down and walk you through a nice digital ebook so that you can say like, okay, cool. Like if I wanted to do this on my own, here's what I need to think of and here's what I need to do at each step. One of the biggest things is that as I've gotten into the business world and working with clients that are like, yes, come and manage a launch, come and strategize the launch for me. I've also, had friends and family saying, oh my gosh, I would love to learn about this, but I'm at the stage in my business where I kind of need to do it more myself, right? They're not right at that moment where they're ready to invest. And I still wanted to be able to help them without taking from their time. So that's why I created this ebook.
Oh, brilliant. I'd love to have that, right? So at the end of the show, you get us the link. Well, do you have any project you are working on?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is that I'll be having a course for launch marketing. So same thing, if you want to be able to launch your own product or your own service, you can go through my mini course and it takes you through each stages with worksheets and templates, different resources that you need from technical tools and stuff like that so that you can take this along with you and launch your first product.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you for this exposure. So do you have any parting word for my listeners?
Yes. Well, first of all, I think that you are in good hands with listening to the Life Well Lived podcast. I think that Omobola takes a lot of sincerity when finding guests to come in and share knowledge with you guys. And I just so appreciate you having me on the show. It's been delightful. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much once again, Erika Stoerkel. It's really a pleasure having you on this show. And so I believe that some other time we can do this again.
Yes, I would love that.
Yeah. Thank you once again.
And so that's a wrap up for today's show. I hope you join me some other time for another hot and juicy topic on Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Till I come your way some other time. Stay safe always. It's bye for now.
I met him on a sunny day in late July and everything turned upside down. I almost lost track of time as weeks went by. I couldn't get him off my mind. I told him I want that great love, like standing in the middle of a bonfire. You don't know how you got there, but you hold tight, knowing that you can't get burned. Just tell me how we lost track of everything but each other. I honestly don't know. Then tell me how we messed up, drifting away from each other. Didn't want to let you go. Cause we wanted different things and I have to deal with it, but it's